Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Skating for the safest contest between the visitors from Amity and our own Conard High School hockey team. Now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Amity. At center, number 6, Colin Bacanella. At wing, number 8, Christian Costanzo. At wing, number 23, Miles Moran. One defender, number 4, Jackson Hines. The other
And welcome, everyone, to Hockey Monday Night with the Conard Red Wolves take on the Amity Regional Southern School. I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We are Russ and Rob. We're spitting chicklets for this tilt. I want to remind folks tonight that tonight is Conard Hockey's annual charity game. They are supporting the Shoulder Check organization tonight. Shoulder Check supports mental health and encourages athletes to reach out, check in, and make contact. If you'd like to donate to this cause, please Venmo Conard Hockey at Back-to-Back Champs. Russ, coming off a tough loss from a 2-1, a tight loss versus Cheshire, number 1 in Division II, now facing Amity.
Well, let's not forget about a great win against Hall in between that.
Absolutely.
An amazing win and a really good battle on the ice. Conard 9-7-2 against Amity 9-6-1. The only common teams these two teams have played is Cheshire, obviously number 1 in D2 right now, and Hand. Amity split between Cheshire and Hand. Amity losing to Cheshire and winning to Hand, and then Conard losing to both Cheshire and Hand. Conard still looking for that elusive D2 win. But they are firing on all cylinders right now. 3 really great games in a row against one against a really tight, really tough Cheshire team, and then against that always that tough crosstown rival against Hall. So, looking forward to seeing what the boys can pull together tonight.
Coach Olson starting his second line. Nolan Reck will take the face-off draw. He's joined by Tamaccio and Ken Roach. Reck and Roach have been a wrecking ball together. And Amity wins the face-off draw. Tamaccio trying to put it in. Blocked by defenseman number 4, Jackson Hain. But it tweaks in down behind the goal line. Tamaccio now has it. Tries to bid a backhand check, but he's met with some contact. Now open loose. Tamaccio backhands it. And it squeaks by Dylan Porto. And 22 seconds into the game, Conard takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'm glad to see that Tamaccio is continuing the effort that he put in the Hall game, because, boy, he was firing on all cylinders during that game. And way to come out and make a statement, about 22 seconds into the first period.
Amity wins the draw. Grabbed by C.J. Costanzo. Goes behind the cage. Indirect pass up to his point. Point to point. Shot by Jackson Hain. Shot goes above the net. Conard trying to clear the zone now. Can't. It's sent back in. Emery with a stop. And Liam Elverd is hit as he clears the zone. He comes up with it now. He's trying to skate through a man. He's held up a little bit by Callum Gatnanala. Excuse me, that was C.J. Costanzo. Conard has it. Elver would take a change. McGoldrick's on. Here comes McGoldrick. Forechecking behind the net. Grabbed by Christian Luciano for Amity. Circles back, goes D to D. And the defenseman goes off his feet a little bit. Slips a little bit on the ice. Can't get it out. Goes back to Luciano. And it's sent up over to Caden Reynolds. Reynolds, he's met with some defensive prowess by Conard. Gainey met him on the board. Gavin Mangini pokes it away. Gets it over to Riley Keefe. Trains it, takes it down. Shot, pad save, Emery. It's in the corner. Amity trying to get it back up to the point. Goes behind the cage. He'll loop it around in the circle. They're trying to stuff it home. Tries to get it some man in front. Conard clearing the house well. Amity trying to create some space here from the high point over at the blue line. And it's picked up by Gainey. Sees McGoldrick. McGoldrick has it. Backhands it. He'll flip it in deep. McGoldrick will come off for a change. Gainey will come off. Gavin Mangini on the forecheck. Here comes Nate Dubois going over to the sideboards. He'll tie up Amity. And picked up by C.J. Bankoff, who tries to clear it, but grabbed by the hands of Kevin Gu. And Gu has it. Nick Alonso out on the chase. Nate Dubois goes up to the boards. C.J. Bankoff He steps in, lays a hit on his man, and now has to get back. Now Conard dump it in. Nick Alonso backhands it. Parker Bastos, he checks his man. Alonso trying to give some support. Parker Bastos tries to center it to somebody in front of the net. Here comes C.J. Bankoff has it, puts it to the net, hits his own man Dubois. Dubois now battling in the corner. C.J. Bankoff again, wrists one. It's blocked by Amity. Amity tries to kick it out and looking for a change. They try to flick it out and they miss. Now picked up by Nick Alonso, trying to have some hands. Conard has to go back and touch. And it goes back into the Conard zone, circled by C.J. Bankoff, and it's picked off by Amity. C.J. Costanzo's right there. He'll dump it in. And Conard, with a weak pass, shot, blocked by Andrew Nigro, goes into the corner, looped around, and Tamaccio goes after it, trying to look for an outlet over to Nigro. Can't find anybody. Flips it over to Roach. Roach picks it up. Here goes Tamaccio now, skates by one, skates by two, still has it behind him though, puts it in front of the net, and Porto makes a kick save. It wasn't on net, but it goes out of bounds, and we'll have a face-off in the Conard offensive zone. 1-0 here with 11:19 left to play. Here we have that Nigro or Nolan Reck-and-Roach combination for that face-off that was working well for the past couple of games. But Amity comes up with that face-off win. They shoot it forward. Tried to get it out of the zone by Conard. They can't. Now a loose puck by Amity. Shot. Just think Emery got a piece of it, and it goes wide. Riley O'Keefe going after it. Jackson Matzinger circles around to his outlet. Conard still can't get it out. Here comes Roach as he blocks it. He's the only man out there. He's versus three of them. Avoids a check. Tries to get into the zone. He's hit up high, but still maintains his pose and is able to flick it in deep. And Conard will make a personnel change. Here comes that first line. Gavin Mangini giving Christian Luciano a little bit of a hard time. Amity trying to push it up. C.J. Costanzo pushing it up. Mangini pushing it back. A little battle, ping-pong action here in the neutral zone. Dylan Smith has it, looking for an outlet. Behind the Conard cage, tries to flip it up. Doesn't work well. And Amity able to knock it down. Dylan Smith will just regroup by himself. And Amity looking for a position, looking for a man. Amity on the sideboards. And Tor McGoldrick will have it in his own circle. Finds some space. And Conard still trying to get it out. And Silas Warner backed off a little bit. Misplayed the puck. And it goes back in deep into the Conard zone. Conard still struggling to get it out. All one side on the hockey here. Warner goes down. Conard whips it out through. Potential icing call. No icing. It's waved off. Amity will pick it up. Here comes Christian Luciano. Picked off by Nate Dubois. Nate Dubois skating in. He's hacked a little bit. Tries to get a shot off. Never makes it to the net. Amity picks it up. They're behind the net. Nick Alonso able to force his man to make a pass, and it goes over to the boards, and Caden Mangini able to keep it deep for Conard. Outlet pass over to Amity, over his stick. Liam Elverd able to dump it in. Nate Dubois giving chase. And now here comes Amity on a rush. Good transition, potential 3-on-2, but it's dumped in by John Wetmore, and he'll make a change as Conard's able to push it back out of the zone. But Amity right there at the red line, able to protect and cover. Amity's top defenseman, Wetmore and Luciano, holding strong on that blue line. And a backhanded shot goes into the Conard zone. Soft, and Emery glove saves it. And we'll have personnel changes for both teams. And a face-off to the right of Emery. Nolan Reck will take the draw for Conard. Won by Conard. Goes back behind the net. Nigro forcing deep. See Amity trying to stuff it home. Pad saved by Emery. Amity recovers as Conard couldn't get it out to the outlet. Points are wide open for Amity. Here comes Conard now. Tamaccio tries to pass it up to Ken Roach. Just by him. No icing call. Luciano and Roach. And Luciano whips it up. And if it gets down there, it'll be icing, but it's waved off as it loses speed. C.J. Bankoff tries to whip it out. and it can't get out of the zone as Amity dumps it back in. Andrew Nigro has it now, looks for an outlet. Nobody there for Conard on the outlet, and it's backed into the corner. Nigro whips it up, picked up by the point by Amity, shot by Amity, gloves off the blocker, waffle of Chase Emery, and now a little skirmish as Amity tried to poke it in a little bit, and Nigro made sure to make sure, hey, don't touch my goalie. And looks like C.J. Bankoff will go off for a penalty. He was in that mix.
We've talked about this all season. Got to walk away from that, Rob. The sin bin does not help Conard. Conard's going to have to figure out a way to match the physicality that Amity's putting out right now.
And some speed. Conard wins the face-off and dumped in by Dylan Smith. Look at Chase McGoldrick winning that battle. He's got it. Looks for a shot to Mangini. Mangini backhands. Tries to put a shot on net. Can't. Now he pokes it in with just a tip. He's taken down, but kills off some more time off the clock. And great back check, forecheck by Mangini. Stretch pass. Amity switching off directions. Hustling back are Mangini and McGoldrick. Shot by Amity. Wide open on the side. Emery made the initial stop. Nobody there on that back point. Now here comes McGoldrick. One man to beat. He's got it. Goes in. Backhand. Left hand. Oh, tried to backhand it in. Nice save by Porter. McGoldrick brings it over to the boards. He's checked out there. Here goes Mangini. He has it. He puts it on net in the dump. And it's right there in front. Porter will leave it out there for Kevin Gu, his teammate, to play it. Mangini still all over Amity like white on rice. And he's there again. He blocks a pass and breaks it up. Here's Tamaccio. He's got two men to beat. He's hit a little bit, takes him off. He stays up, but it takes him off there. And looks like we might have a penalty coming up on Amity as Tamaccio stood up. And CJ Costanzo from Amity still went after him. And he's going to go off. So Conard, Bankoff's in the box for 45 seconds. Amity will have 2 minutes. If they can,
that's the way to keep your cool right there. Put a good hit on Tamaccio. Tamaccio came out. There was a little bit of a scuffle, but ends up being Amity in the box. Evens things out.
Gainey with a face-off win. Nigro has it. He'll circle around, keeps it deep, gets it back over to Gainey, looking for somebody over in the center. Tamaccio's there, but it goes behind the cage. Riley O'Keefe trying to keep it in. Goes out to the neutral zone. Great job by the defensemen to go D to D. Back to Nigro, and Amity sends it all the way down the end of the ice, and it'll be icing. 4-on-4, it's icing. Costanzo with a slashing call on Tamaccio. Nolan Reck will stay out there. Nigro and O'Keefe be the point men. Tamaccio on the wing. Nigro sends it back over to O'Keefe. Sends it in deep. Finds space. Tamaccio comes up with it. Tries to backhand it. Riley O'Keefe with a slapper. Waffle save by Porto. Nigro has it. Finds some space. Shot. Glove save. Porter. And Tamaccio and his man chirping at each other right in the house. Referee sends them back both to the bench. And both teams has a personnel change. Dubois, McGoldrick, Gavin Mangini, and Ken Roach be on this 4-on-4. Bankoff is off in 6 seconds. Conard. 1. Here goes McGoldrick. He has it. Tries to skate it in his backhand. He's met a little bit. Conard is now full strength. 5-on-4 for Conard. McGoldrick at the point. Finds space. Shot. Pad save. Porter, he covers it up. We'll do it all over it again. Amity fans want some action here. They want it cleared out.
Coaches, too. A lot of screaming going on. Got to get some traffic in front of that goalie right there. Great play by McGoldrick. Great patience. Just got to get some traffic in front of him and screen him.
Amity wins that face-off draw, and it goes all the way down the ice. McGoldrick giving chase. He's chased by Caden Reynolds from Amity. McGoldrick fakes left, goes right. He's taken down. No call there. Looked like a tripping call, and then Amity fell on McGoldrick. Not intentional. Conard now trying to set something up and get out of the zone. 40 seconds left on the Conard power play. And Ken Roach can't get it out of the zone. Good play by Caden Reynolds. Goldrick has it. Slow roller. Gets it over to Gainey. Gainey brings it over to the red line. Looks for Roach. Roach has it. Shot. Glove save. Porter. "19 seconds left in the Conard power play. Nolan Reck will take the face-off draw. Won by Amity. Jackson Hine banks it off the boards. Only Dylan Smith will send it back in deep. Conard will have to go back and touch up. Kept in by Reck. Reck over to Tamaccio. Tamaccio over to Reck. Reck flips it in backhanded. Goes into the corner. Hine over for Amity. He has it. Sends it over to Luciano. Luciano tries to find a man out of the box. Doesn't have it. Just out of the reach of an indirect pass over to Alonzo. Alonzo pokes it in to Tamaccio. Tamaccio, just off the tip of his stick, goes in deep. Amity in control of it now. They send it out to their outlet. Potential 3-on-2. Conard hustles back. They're switching. Hard shot. Emery. Pad save. Covers it up. 4:02 left in the first. One by Amity. They go D to D. Shot goes behind the cage. Amity trying to get it in there. A lot of action in the crease. Was back up over the point. Shot and blocked by Torin McGoldrick. But it deflects right off in to an Amity defenseman. He'll keep it in. Now it's grabbed by Torin McGoldrick. He's skating all alone. Tries to go in. Forehand. Just poked away by Amity. Now Amity has it. Regrouping. Bennett McCree. He'll bring it in. Tries to fake right. Goes left. Comes off of his stick. Good poke work by Conard. Conard now trying to get it out. Gainey with a check. Shot by Amity. Goes high in the net and goes into the corner. Conard's pinching of the boards. Chase Kinton with it. He finds some space as he sends it in deep and gives chase to it. Riley O'Keefe with it, looking for someone to pass to, but Conard was all bunched up off of Gavin Mangini's stick. Nate Dubois brings it back. Pad save by Porter. He chases it himself. Doesn't have any support there, and Amity's able to grab it. And Amity will flip it up, and it goes high, knocked down by Nick Alonzo. They wanted a high stick call on Nick Alonzo. But not called. And now Amity with the shot. Short side. Emery. Like he's seen that puck like a beach ball, Russ.
Yeah, Chase is doing a good job back there. Settled in.
Seeing it well. Conard wins the face-off. Jackson Matzinger will bring it back behind the cage. Looks for an outlet over to Roach. Roach flips it up, gets out of the zone. Amity shoots it back in. They'll have to go back and touch up. Ricocheted off the boards by Riley O'Keefe. Picked up by Nolan Reck. Finds some space. Roach giving chase. Has it. Backhanded. He's hit by Luciano. He comes off the puck. Stays up on his own, though. Conard now looking for some space. Luciano pushes it up to CJ Costanzo. Chase Emery will push it away with his stick. Goes into the corner. Conard and Amity meet. Conard with a dangerous pass over the side. Picked up by Nolan Reck. Has it. Tries to take a shot. And it goes off the skates of an Amity player, Jackson Hine, and it goes out of play. 1:45 left, 1-0 Conard. Gainey will take the face-off draw. Battle has it, goes down, picked up by Charlie Strada. He sends it over the other direction to his outlet. Backhanded pass to Finn Moriarty, to Zach Melchori. And it's in deep for Conard. And right there in front in the slot, shot. Emery, looks like it just went off the shoulder, goes into the boards. And the shot was so hard it went all the way back into the Amity zone. McGoldrick has it, tries to bring it in, but he's checked, met with two bodies, and the Malachi crunch on McGoldrick. He's all right, though. Alver
1 minute remaining, 1 minute.
has it, sends it up to Caden Mangini. It's at the red line now. Battle between two teams, and it's dumped in. Alver will corral it, sends it up to McGoldrick. McGoldrick skates it up, and he'll fling it in, and line drive right to Porter, and he'll grab it, and we'll have a face-off draw to Porter's right. 42.5 seconds left in the first period. Been a quick period, Russ. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, a couple penalties, not a lot of stoppage of play. I think the Amity fans are a little upset about how they're playing right now, but
Backhanded shot. Connor wins the face-off, but it gets to Roach's backhand. He doesn't have time to put it on his forehand and take a shot. 3-on-3. Now coming forward. Amity with it. Bennett McCree. Goes into the corner. Puck comes out. CJ Bankoff has it, but it's hit by Dylan Smith. Still back in the corner. Redirect. Just comes out of the zone. It's poked away by Nolan Reck. Goes back into the Conard zone. CJ Bankoff over to Dylan Smith. Misses Smith. And now Nolan Reck. And now there's a 2-on-1. Reck and Tamaccio. Shot. He looked at the clock.
yeah.
Made the shot. And goes to Porter's low left side and makes the save. You know, he thought about passing.
Needed a couple more seconds, didn't
Needed
have
a couple
the time.
more. But good heads up. Good hockey IQ with that one.
Between periods, between the second and third period, we're going to have the famous chuck-a puck contest. The person who throws the puck closest to center ice will receive $50 in cash. One cost 10. They're for sale in the lobby.
Chuck-a-puck tonight. Live. Don't miss that.
Thank you very
Russ and I
much.
won't be on for that one. Russ, what do you take away from this first period? Back to playing D2, a D2 level game. They got a 1-0 lead. It's fast-paced.
Yeah, I mean, I think Conard's holding their own. Obviously got that early goal by Tamaccio, which certainly helping things out. I think it's pretty even back and forth. Definitely a little worried about. I think Amity's definitely got the upper hand on the physicality of this game. I see some Conard players shying away, especially down in the corners, away from some of those bigger defensemen, and just got to be willing to go in there and go get it. We got to have a little harder, a stronger forecheck. Got to win those one-on-one puck battles. But all in all, not a bad effort. Pretty good. Chase is holding his own back there. Hasn't been terribly challenged. Most of those pucks are right in the breadbasket, but not taking anything away from him. He's doing what he needs to do. And I think Conard just needs to continue to do what they do, need to be patient. And like I always say, Rob, they need to stay out of the sin bin. They need to stay out of the box. Play 5-on-5 hockey, or better yet, Conard with 5 and Amity with 4.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We're Russ and Rob. We'll be spitting chiclets in the next period. We'll be back after the first intermission. we're back. Start of the second period. A little wet out there, Russ. A little wet.
Yeah, it'll all freeze up. Let's go.
Callum Gatnanala win the face-off draw for Amity. Goes back to Luciano. Russ, I notice a lot of side hockey, a lot of disproportionate players on one side. This game just happened there. Dylan Smith in the corner with it. Goes back and forth. He gets some support from Ken Roach. But here comes Luciano. Looked like he was going to take a blast from the point, but he lays it off indirectly in the sideboards. And now Conard trying to get it out of the zone. Roach is checked into the board. And
there we go.
And CJ Costanzo takes off Ken Roach's helmet. He's shaking his head at the ref. The Amity fans are calling a penalty. They want a penalty on Roach. But I think they realized once the helmet came off of Ken Roach, that's a no-no. And CJ Costanzo will go off.
They're matching, Rob. He's giving matching for that.
I don't see how, Russ. There was no retaliation, and so looks like we'll have matching and coincidentals there. Gainey will take the face-off draw. Won by Gainey over to McGoldrick. He tries to poke it in with just the tip. Can't get it in deep enough. Amity trying to circle back and get it out of the zone. They're able to do a potential 3-on-2, but it's dumped in. Emery pokes it away. Now behind the cage is Amity. They'll try and stuff it home. Blocked by Gainey. Gainey goes after the boards with it. He's taken on 2-on-1. Amity comes up with it. Now circling around. Backhanded dump by Caden Reynolds. He has it. Going up to Bennett McCree. Goes up to his point. One time. Look for a redirect there off of Dylan Courtney, and it goes into the corner. Comes out of the zone. McGoldrick trying to get it out. Here comes Gainey, skating in with it. He's underhooked. And Dylan Courtney will dump it back in for Amity. Amity coming out strong here. Picked up by Nigro, gets it out of the zone. We have a neutral zone battle. Amity coming up with it. He tried to take a shot. Now in the center of the ice. And Emery scoots over to him, and he'll cover it up. And we'll have a personnel change here. Nolan Rick will take the face-off draw. Won by Conard. Liam Alford tries to poke it up to Nate Dubois. Just gets past him, and it's kept in by Jackson Hine. And back behind the cage of Conard. And battle back and forth. Rick underhooks. Again, missed by Nate Dubois. Jackson Hine sends it over. Wide open on the far post. Was open. And it goes past the Conard net. And back and forth here. Another shot. Blocker saved by Emery. Nate Dubois has it in the corner. He'll try and rim it out. Can't. Now picked up by Nolan Reck. He backhands it. Pokes it up. He's skating forward with it. And he's now hooked a little bit, and he pokes it in deep. Gets the job done. Gainey battling in the corner with it. Now picked up by Conard. They're looking for an open man. Reck is out in front open. He'll go off for a change there. Goes into the corner. Picked up by Amity. Amity skating up forward. Miles Moran goes to the outside. Good job by Tamaccio. He plays the man. Puts him to the board. Amity trying to circle. And they're hitting him up high. Continuing the battle. And there's no puck there. Shot. It's blocked off of Dylan Smith's pads. Liam Elvert giving battle. Amity circling. Nice spin move. They have it. Shot. Elvert takes out a man. Puts Callum Gatnanala onto the ice. Now Dylan Smith has it. Puts on the brakes like Maverick. And an Amity player flew right by. Stretch pass off the skates of Torn McGoldrick. And that's picked up by Amity. Amity, Jackson Hine has it. Blocker saved by Emery. Liam Elver looking for an opening to Gavin Mangini. He's open. Hamina. Shot. Save. Porter.
Close.
Good look and great pass there. Now gets by Riley O'Keefe, but Jackson Matzinger is able to cover up for him and protect it. Riley O'Keefe's up the boards. Both him and Amity player go down. Kevin Gu hits O'Keefe again. And now Tor McGoldrick has it, looking for a player, protecting the puck. Gavin Mangini has it. Sent to the back of the net. Amity will now cover for it and just redirected. And Jackson Matzinger battling, is taken down,
Offsides.
but Amity is offsides. Good battle there by, looks like Miles Moran. He's been getting under Conard's skin a little bit. Great chance for Gavin Mangini.
Conard's going to have to elevate their physicality and just play these guys, because right now Amity's winning that physical battle for sure, on the boards and on the ice everywhere.
Caden Mangini with the puck as Parker Bastos had on the board. Nick Alonso gets it past the Amity player, but quickly skated to is Charlie Strada. He finds his man, Bennett McCree. Now over back to Caden Reynolds and picked up by Nick Alonso. He's trying to beat him, but he's pinched up against the boards, and we're going to have icing call.
Alonso was trying to chip and go, and then he got rubbed out in the boards and just gave it a little too much oomph and icing.
Dubois looking to take the face-off draw. Comes up with it. Quick shot, looking for the short side. Save, Emery. Shot on the rebound. Goes wide, goes into the corner. Picked up by Conard. Now over to try to clear the zone. They can't. Shot, save, Emery. Rebound. Caden Mangini trying to get it. He's outsized. Then we're going to have a penalty coming up to Conard as Liam Elver dumps somebody in the house. Nate Dubois cross-checks somebody in the back of the board. But it looks like it's going to be Liam Elver for a cross-check. Good pressure there by Amity, but Chase Emery answered the call.
Just unnecessary, Rob. Just unnecessary. There's physicality that's necessary, and there's physicality that's unnecessary. And a cross-check in that position, just unnecessary. Going to leave us on the short side of things again.
So Amity's been putting the pressure on. Kellum Getnanala loses the face-off draw. Won by Conard, and they dump it in there. Giving chase is Gavin Mangini. He almost beats his man. He's blocked by the goalie. And Conard now giving chase. Tamaccio has it. Great forecheck. He's pinching it in, trying to kill time. He's pulled off of it. Gavin Mangini.
The work ethic of Gavin Mangini. His work ethic is amazing.
And then Mangini's still hustling back. Pulled back now by Miles Moran. And he looked for the take a shot. But now in the bumper, CJ Costanzo. There goes the D. Shot, and that'll be out of play by Miles Moran. Amity coach telling his boys to push it forward. I think he took too long to take that shot, Russ. Conard gets some fresh legs out there with Tor McGoldrick, Dylan Smith, CJ Bankoff, and Ken Roach. Amity wins the face-off draw, goes D to D. Shot, stick was blocked by CJ Bankoff. He knocked it down, and it goes over to the side. Picked up again by Kevin Gu. Gu has it over to Costanzo. She gets out of the zone. Here goes McGoldrick. He's almost a Malachi crunch. Skates behind Charlie Strada and picked up by Amity, but kills off a bunch of time. Great play by McGoldrick. Now picked up by Caden Reynolds. He'll dump it in. Goes all the way over to the sideboards, close to the point. Picked up by Strada. Shot over to D&D, over to Luciano. He puts a blast on there. Back over to the bumper. Knocked down by Conard. It's a loose in front of the net. Roach has it, has a little bit of space. He's going to skate it out, kill some time. Takes the hit, but is able to fling it forward a little bit. It's knocked back out again. But Dylan Smith able to send it back in deep. 16 seconds left on the power play for Amity. They're skating up there. Tor McGoldrick catching up to his man. And Conard has it and shoots it back deep.
That's a good kill by Conard right there. Solid. Probably one of the best of the season.
Now
Good
Tamaccio.
effort. Everybody skating hard. Good kill.
Tamaccio battling on the check. Picked up by Gainey at the point. He shoots it back in. Rolls around behind the cage, back into the corner. Amity have it. Give and go. Poked away by Gainey. Great look there by Gainey. You poke it away. And there comes Tamaccio. Tamaccio and Rec. 2-on-2. Tamaccio sends a shot. Pass. Goes over into the corner. Never made it to the net. And Tamaccio's back in the other corner. Luciano falls down, trying to push Tamaccio out of the way. And now Gainey has it at his feet. Grabbed by Amity. It's a 2-on-2. Riley O'Keefe sticks his hand up, keeps his man away from the puck. The puck goes in deep. Nigro will circle it up. Here comes Nigro. Pokes it away. Over to Gainey. He tries to send it in deep. It's picked off of him. Gavin Mangini now tries to play it. And we're going to have an icing call by Andrew Nigro. 6:43 left to play in the second.
Conard's definitely playing a little rush right now. It's a faster game, but when they have time, they've got to take the time.
Amity wins the faceoff. Shot by Jackson Hine. That's blocked. Never made it to the net. Goes into the corner. Hine has it again. Walks the line a little bit, but it's picked off by Nate Dubois, who just tips it forward. Hine goes back over to Chase Kinton, and it goes out of play.
Just a quick reminder, this is one of your last chances to get a chuckle puck for the period between 2 and 3 to win $50. One puck costs 5, 3 pucks cost 10, and it's for Shoulder Check Foundation. Thank you.
Don't forget to watch the live Chuck-a-Puck contest in between periods. Amity wins the face-off draw. They try and skate it out. Caden Mangini pokes it away, keeps it in the zone. Great play by him. Kicks it in, back to Mangini. Caden Mangini. Goes behind the net. Amity looking to send an outlet pass. That's Caden Mangini. Nice play. Good look by Caden Mangini to keep it in deep for Conard as he shoots it into a corner where nobody there. And Amity flips it up out of bounds. And we'll have some line changes. Don't forget, tonight's game, it's the annual Conard Hockey Charity Game. They're supporting Shoulder Check organization. Shoulder Check supports mental health and encourages athletes to reach out, check in, and make contact. If you'd like to donate to this cause, please Venmo Conard Hockey at Back-to-Back Champs. Amity with the face-off win, goes into the corner, still in the Amity defensive zone. Ken Roach has it in the corner. Tries to send it to Parker Bastos. Bastos tries to deliver a check and misses. Amity still has it. And they'll try and bank it off the boards again, and yet goes out of play and hit the netting. So we'll have another draw in the Conard offensive zone to the left of Porto.
I'd love to see Conard get the puck off the boards. They're playing on the fringes, right on the outskirts. Let's get that puck in the middle. Let's move it tape to tape, and let's get some shots.
Alonzo will take the draw. He's got Roach right behind him. Has it. Roach tries to take a shot. It's blocked off a stick. Goes to the side. Picked up by Amity. But poked back in by Roach from the backhanded. And Amity's got to regroup again. And they'll send it over to the circle. And comes out into the zone. And Costanzo takes another kid out. No play there. He was tied up a little bit. Amity still struggling to get it out of the zone. And Silas Warner has it, finds some space, but Conard's got to go back and touch up. They do. Conard's been doing a good job keeping it in the zone. Now has it. Shot Nope, Alonso couldn't get the shot off, and he's held a little bit by Costanzo. Silas Warner misses the check on it. And a good feed. Shot. Save. Emery goes to the other side. Potential 2-on-1 there. And Emery played that very well. Icing is the call on Amity with 4:38 left on Conard, excuse me. They've got to reach deep here. The stats don't reflect good percentages for Conard. Face-off one, off the post by Caden Reynolds. Closest they've come all night.
That was a gift.
Riley O'Keefe takes the hit, but able to try and clear it to his outlet. Outlet can't handle it. It's packed up. Shot in the pads of Emery. Nolan Reck will take the face-off draw. One. Shot. Oh. Hits one of the lights. A lot of blocked shots tonight, Russ.
A lot of traffic.
Nolan Reck takes the draw. Won by Conard. Quickly back and forth. A lot of slap hockey. Stays into the zone. Shot. Blocker save by Emery. Amity tried to bank it off of Emery. Redirect. Emery was right there. Saves it. They tried and stuff it home. Emery with another save. Riley O'Keefe clears the house. Conard comes up with it. They cross the line. Send it in deep. Great save there by Emery.
Oh, little miscommunication there.
Conard has it. Nigro from space looking to take a shot.
No!
Shoots! Scores! Andrew Nigro goes top shelf where mom hides the cookies. Makes it a 2-0 game. Had a little patience there. Had a little space, took his time, looked for a spot, and he beat Porto High. Conard loses the face-off. Amity brings it in. Conard ices it. 3:31 left in the second period. No. Dubois with a face-off draw. It's kicked by Amity. Picked up by Elver. Tries to get it out. It squirts out.
Scored by number 9, Andrew Nigro.
Charlie Strada tries to bring it in for Amity. Shot by Conard. Goes wide. Torrin McGoldrick was credited with the assist to Nigro. Here comes Amity. Potential 3-on-2. And a shot. Glove save. Emery. Conard with the face-off win. Elver hits his outlet over to Mangini. Mangini tips it out. And it's grabbed by Amity. But Elver picks it up again. He scoots it forward. Not deep enough. Now comes back. Caden Mangini with it. Tries to send it over to his brother. It's tipped away, but not far enough. Now Amity has it. Caden Mangini plays the body off of Jackson Hine. And a little back and forth into the zones. Amity now keeping control. Shot. Short side. And saved and gloved by Emery as Jackson Hine comes in with the end of his stick and jabs Chase Emery.
Sure, Amity's starting to get a little frustrated. They're not playing a bad game. They're just not getting any breaks. They've had a few posts.
Well, Amity with the win. They go back to fourth, over to the side. Dylan Smith has his man. And Dylan Smith is held up a little bit. Here comes Christian Luciano. Looked to walk the line. Sent it back. Shot. Back to Miles Moran. Luciano. Ooh. And Kevin Gu is taken down pretty hard.
Is there another penalty? 5-on-3?
Liam Elver went into the box for roughing. He's got a minute 33. We missed that penalty.
I'm a little confused by that penalty. I mean, it looks like the kid lost his footing and fell into the boards, and then I don't agree with that call.
And Amity will have a 5-on-3. O'Keefe, Gavin Mangini, and Dylan Smith. Won by Amity. Back and forth to the bumper. Stays on the blue line. Kevin Gu has it. Back it in. Shot. Blocks like Riley O'Keefe. O'Keefe with a huge block. And O'Keefe is cross-checked. And he's battling in front in the house. They're trying to clear some traffic. Save Emery. Conard with the triangle. Minute left on one Conard penalty. Back up to Luciano. Goes D to D. Comes out. Gu has to carry it. Gu back in for Luciano. He'll skate in with it. Tries to take a shot. Looks to go backhand. Brings it in forehand. Backhand behind the goal line. Over to CJ Costanzo. Back to shot. Glove save. Emery. And Conard will get some fresh legs out there. Great job by O'Keefe in front. He was taking hits and he was pushing hits out. He did a great job in that house and clearing the house for Conard there. Bankoff, Nigro, and Gainey. Gainey will take the face-off. 36 seconds left in Albert's penalty. Conard wins it, but it doesn't go high enough and still has it. 1 minute left to play in the period. Save, Emery, goes over to the side. Conard still gets it out. Misplayed by Amity. Picked up by Jackson Hine. Hine has it. He'll skate it in. Tries to drop it. For Reynolds. Reynolds passes it over. Shot. Goes above the net. Shot again.
Oh, my.
Glove save. Emery.
1 second left.
27.9 seconds left in the period. 1 second left in Elvert's penalty and 28 seconds left in Roach's penalty. Goldrick loses the face-off. Here comes a shot. Albert's penalty's over. Save. Chase Emery. And for some reason,
Chase is doing a great job sucking those pucks up and not letting any rebounds. He's just seeing the puck really big. It's good. 4-on-5.
24 seconds left in the Amity power play. Luciano walking the line. Tries for a redirect.
Look at him.
Another save by Emery.
Even through the screen, he's seeing the puck. 16 seconds, 17 seconds. They got one. We're gonna finish this out, this period, man down. But
Nolan Reck will take the face-off draw. Gavin Mangini's out there. Liam Albert's out there. One. Tried to lift it. Couldn't get it out. It went off somebody's back. Another shot. Save, Emery. And Amity will definitely go in there, and they'll chase the puck. They'll crash the net. They'll do it again with 10 seconds left. Goldrick has it, tries to get it out, sends it out to Mangini, who gets it out of the zone, but not hard enough. And we're going to have the period end Great job by Emery there. 2-0 Conard at the end of 2. Don't forget to join us for Chuck-a-Puck. Russ, what do you take away from that period other than the great
Rob,
job by...
I hate to say it, and I love Conard, and they're playing. They're doing great, but, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I'm not saying that Conard's not good. But, boy, man, it's a rarity for Conard. How long have we been with Conard now? We're going on what is this, 6 years? I mean, we don't get lucky very often, and I'll say this game, Conard's definitely on the winning side of luck. Everything's kind of bouncing in our direction, and we're doing what we need to do. And nothing more to say than that. So Conard's got to come out and keep doing what they're doing. I don't think Amity's playing a decent game. They're playing super physical, but they have definitely been on the. I've been on the other end of this when we're having a game like Amity's having, trying to do all the right things and not getting any points on the board, and it's a little frustrating. So it's going to be a fun third period.
Conard's been blocking shots. We've seen a bunch of shots go out of play. Chase Emery saved 31 so far, 2 periods.
Yeah, he's seeing the puck big. We talked about that. And the biggest thing he's doing is he's scoffing them up and not letting any rebounds out there, because these guys are big and they're winning puck battles. And so better to get Chase to get those pucks right away. So we'll see what happens in the third.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Rob, and with Russ, we'll be spitting chicklets in the third period. But join us for Chuck-a-Puck next.
Attention, please. If you have a puck for the Chuck-a-Puck contest, we ask that you please now throw it onto the ice with the idea closest to the center of the ice on the red line. Whoever gets your puck closest to the center line in the middle will win $50. So if you have a puck, let it fly.
Congratulations and thank you for your play. Can I get the portraits to celebrate?
And we're back for third period action. Amity Spartans and Conard Red Wolves. Conard Red Wolves, 2-0 lead. Let's see if they can hold it together for the next 15 minutes. And we know Chase Emery's been holding it together. He's been holding this whole game together. 31 saves so far. Conard with a face-off win. Ricocheted off the boards. No icing called. Torrin McGoldrick goes after the puck. Amity tries to bring it up. They'll flip it out. Knuckleballer. Chase Emery plays it. Hands it off to his defenseman. Trying to get it out. Pass save over across the ice. Amity has it. Tries to go back to their defenseman. Luciano sends it in deep. Goes around the corner. Both teams trying to keep control of the puck. That's been a little bit of issue for them. Now it's chipped away by Amity. And Torrin McGoldrick tries to send it over. Now right in front. Emery has to make a big save as that puck took an odd bounce off the boards. And Miles Moran tried to stuff it home. And Conard will regroup and they'll ice it down the ice. 14 minutes left to play here in the third. Amity with the win. Shot. Goes over the net. Back up to the point for Amity. Tried to take a blast. Swing and a miss by Kevin Gu. Now a shot by Amity. Goes high and wide. Off the boards. Conard still struggling to keep it out. Amity skating hard. Banks it off the boards to Gu. Gu tries to take a shot. Save. Emery. Rebound. Goes poked away in the corner by O'Keefe. Conard going in to play it. Conard still struggling to get it out. Nolan Reck has it behind. He's hit from behind. Kevin Gu now at the point. Shot. Saved by Emery. O'Keefe dumps somebody in the house. But Amity able to keep it back in. Shot goes wide from the point by Gu. Chase Kinton keep it in deep for Amity. And now the puck is loose. And here comes Tomacho trying to skate it out. He tried to tip it in. He plays his man. Shoots it back over to Gainey. Gainey goes back over to the defensive zone. Bad pass, an errant pass by Matzinger. Picked up by Caden Reynolds. And Conard has it. And they'll shoot it down the length of the ice for an icing. And that's a couple of icings for Conard. As Amity's really been controlling the time in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Conard's got to close time and space. Conard's got to win puck battles on the boards. We got to get going here.
Conard able just to get it out of the zone as they win the faceoff. Just out of the reach of Dubois. Dubois trying to skate up with it. Conard grouping up, four guys on one side.
I don't understand how the overload there. I don't like it.
Elvert tries a sauce pass. And it hits off an Amity stake. Miles Moran takes a hack at Elvert. Shot Amity off the post.
What a shot
by Jackson Hine. Another shot from the point by Luciano. Conard tried to skate out it, and it's picked off by Amity. Conard wings it up forward. Torrin McGoldrick sees a man open. Dubois has it. Loses it a little bit, but just clears it out. He'll get off the line change. Gavin Mangini up against Luciano. Tries to save it. Conard can't hold on to it. Now Torrin McGoldrick has it. He avoids a hit. It goes out of play. We'll have a whistle and a face-off with 11:46. Alonzo will take the draw for Conard. Referee stops, telling the two players, Roach and Henrik Sharp, stay outside of the circle. Sent in deep by Conard.
Got to make a hit there. Come on.
Amity letting them play. Nigro tries to send it in deep. Blocked by Henrik Sharp. Sharp has it, skating it in. Goes out to the outside. Ken Roach keeps him out to the outside. It's now picked up Now right on front, shot, save, Emery. Conard has it, misses their man, picked up at the red line. Traffic in front. Conard having a tough time to get through traffic. Parker Bastos was trying to get through. And Conard gets past C.J. Bankoff. Nigro covering for him. Poked away, gets out. Once again, the side is overloaded. Here comes Henrique Sharp trying to skate with it. Lick Alonso blocks it a little bit. And Charlie Strada tried to skate it in, gets by one man, and he's held up by Roach. Amity parents calling for a penalty. And miscommunication. Conard can't get it out. Shot, pad save by Emery. Into the corner. Nigro trying to win that battle. He pushes his man off a little bit and gets over to the outlet. Parker Bastos swing and a miss. First time, gets it out the second time. Bad change by Conard.
Tough change.
Kevin Gu has it.
He got back in.
Conard got lucky. They skated to it as it went too far outside, and Kevin Gu couldn't get a shot off, but he keeps it into the corner. And now a big battle. Amity trying to stuff it home. Conard skating through it within the slot. Kept in by Charlie Strada. And play goes out of play. The puck goes out of play. We'll have a face-off. It looks like a cross check on one of the Conard players.
Really trying to make it.
Looks like Gainey's going to go off on a penalty. I didn't see that, Russ.
I didn't either, but.
So Conard will be shorthanded for 2 minutes. Amity with the face-off win.
I don't know how much
Caden
we
Reynolds.
can stretch our luck here.
Reynolds, shot, score!
And there's the answer to that question.
Amity answers the call.
It's only a matter of time, Rob. You know, it's been about 8 minutes of zone time.
Caden Reynolds with the blast.
6-7 minutes of zone time, but I mean, we can't play a man down against a team like this. We've gotten lucky so far, and just got to keep it in check.
Emery was really blocked and screened on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was Amity coach's conversation in the intermission. Now it's 2-1. Conard will have to pick up the physicality. Conard wins the face-off draw. Nate Dubois will dump it into the zone. Picked up by Tor McGoldrick. Almost goes off a skate of Luciano, and it redeflects just wide.
Caden Reynolds with an assist of number 4, Jackson Hine.
Jackson Hine credited with the assist to Caden Reynolds. Dylan Smith has it behind the net. Picked up to his outlet pass. Now a shot. Liam Elver blocks it, but it goes off to the side. And shot from the point by Luciano. Saved by Emery. Uses his blocker. Rebound. Offsides by Amity. They'll have to check it in. Miles Moran giving Elvert a hard time. He slashes him. And now a pass up. There could be a potential 2-on-1, but Dylan Smith is there to corral it. He's being chased by Callum Gatmaniala. Dylan Smith tries to bring it out. Ricochets it just a tad too far. And now Amity shoots it in to take a change, and C.J. Bankoff will bring it behind the net. Skate it up a little bit. Over to Tor McGoldrick to his outlet. Tor McGoldrick crosses the red line, shoots it in the zone. Brendan Gainey has it, tries to take a shot. It's blocked, goes behind the cage. Conard trying to knock it down. Being outskated a little bit right now is Conard. And Gainey's brought down. He's up. And Amity doing a great job with their forechecking. Now has it. Shot. Amity. Pad save. Emery goes up on the boards. Amity trying to bring it in. They'll circle around. Amity trying to stuff it over to the slot. They've got a man in the low slot and the high slot. Caden Reynolds has it, skating around, looking for his points. Points are wide open. Kevin Gu, low shot, never makes it to the net. Bankoff tries to slap it out, but it can't get out of the zone. Gainey hits his man at the point, take him out of the play. And Gainey backs it. Now Gainey's off on a chase. And now the puck, and the player tries to push Gainey into it. Extracurricular activity. And the puck, as Conard was changing, goes into the bench and out of play. 7:35 left to play in the game. 2-1 Conard. Face-off will be just outside the zone. Nolan Reck will take it against Zach Morchori. Conard with the face-off draw win. Skating hard to it by Henry Tamaccio. Still stays into the neutral zone. Liam Elvert backhands it up, gets it out of the zone. Tamaccio's faced with the Malazzi crunch. Elvert trying to come up with it. He pushes his man off. Amity has it now on the side. They're moving their feet. Elvert sends it up deep. Picked up by Hine. Hine looking to skate the blue line, but goes over. Shot by John Wetmore. Goes high and goes into the corner. Conard trying to skate up with it. Can't pass it out. Just gets out of the zone. Now skated up. Here comes Tamaccio. He's really checked hard into the boards. But he sends it into the zone. He'll skate off. Conard trying to get it. Here comes Luciano. 3-on-3. Comes to the outside. Tries to circle. Shot. Goes through the crease. No one there on the far post. Here comes Conard. They'll have it. Goes out of the zone. Back in. Stays in. Right through the crease. Emery had to make a pad save, and it went off a stick and almost trickled in. He had to kick that one out of there. Conard will shoot that one deep and regroup and ice the puck with 6:18 left to play. A lot of pressure coming in from Amity, Russ.
Tons of pressure, Rob. We're hanging on by our fingernails right now. Just got to get back to basics and not rush, but Amity's definitely putting on a ton of pressure right now. Hope Tamaccio's okay after that hit.
He's being looked at by the trainer at the moment.
Don't
Somebody
need
call the
any more
timeout.
injuries.
Coach Olson talking to his boys. He's probably telling them, Amity's been agitating them, and they've been out skating them, out hitting them, out winning the battles this period. It looks like Callum Gattinanella takes a draw, shot by Miles Moran, trickles in, poked away by Chase Emery. Conard still struggling to get out of the zone. And it'll be an icing call once again. We'll do it all over.
See, that's a perfect example of an unnecessarily rushing the puck. Like, he had plenty of time on his stick. We're rushing it, and we're not thinking. We're just pushing the puck down the ice. Got to start playing hockey again.
Conard with the face-off win, goes behind the puck, behind the net. C.J. Bankoff backhands it over to his outlet pass. Just ticked up by Gavin Mangini over to Nate Dubois. Joe just crosses the red line and able to get it in deep. Gavin Mangini now. And we have a collision on ice between Dubois and looks like C.J. Costanzo. But now Conard has it. Mangini has it. Looks to put it on someone's stick. Circle around. McGoldrick with a spin. Saved by Porto. McGoldrick over to the point to O'Keefe. O'Keefe with the shot. Tried to redirect off Dubois. It goes wide. Mangini goes to gather it. Goes to sends it in deep. Knocked down by, it's on the railing. Knocked down by McGoldrick. He has it. Wrister, shot. Never makes it to the net. Blocked. Amity get it out of the zone. Picked up by Miles Moran. He's pushed off by Torm McGoldrick. Moran cross-checks him, and he's held up by Kevin Gu. And I'm sure Coach Olson said, don't retaliate, because that's where they've been getting called. Conard has it now. They send it deep into the zone. Amity couldn't clear. There's a really slow transfer and an outlet. And Amity tries to bank it off. There goes to Miles Moran. He has it. Now knocked off of his stick. It goes all the way to the net. And Chase Emery will cover up as Caden Reynolds was down there skating and chasing the puck.
Connor's waking up a little bit. 4:43 left in the third. Protecting a 1-goal lead here.
.443 left to play. Puck is dropped. Over to Amity. Over to Jackson Hine. It's blocked by Gainey. Nick Alonso pushes Jackson Hine off. Conard trying to get it. Looks like it went out of play, but it didn't. Refs didn't call it. Now it's puck shining deep behind the Conard net. Dylan Smith tries to bank on the boards. Gets out of the zone. Amity has to check up and touch up. Get on side. Nigro can't clear it. As Reynolds tries to toe drag. Now picked up by Conard. Here comes Gainey with it. Tries to go backhand. Loses a stick. Shot. Gainey. Save. Porto. And he's tripped up afterwards. And he's on the ice, but he gets up.
Well, there's Tamacio's up and moving around, so that's good news.
And Tamaccio takes a little skating activity, and he takes his position back in line on the bench, so he'll come out. That's good to see. Connor wins it. Dubois can't get the shot off. Now he's looking in for some support. Knocks it down. Amity has it. Dubois trying to push his man out there. Mangini trying to keep it in. Has it. Goes forehand. Backhand. Collides with his own man. Mangini has it behind the net. Tries to swat it through. Looking for somebody in front of the net. Goes over into the corner. Picked up by Dylan Courtney. And gathered by C.J. Bankoff, who banks it off the boards. Nate Dubois trying to go after it. And here comes Gavin Mangini. He's trying to keep it in there. Backhands it. He's battling with his man. Here comes Caden Reynolds. Shot really wide. And Connor gets it out of the zone. Gavin Mangini has it. He's being hooked and habbed by Caden Reynolds, who catches up to him. He's got some good speed. Goes behind the net to Amity. O'Keefe pinches in, able to keep it in, but now it bounces out of the zone through Tamaccio's legs. C.J. Bankoff has it. Over to Tamaccio. Tamaccio tried to send it in deep, but picked up by Bennett Marcy. And he has it, goes backhand, forehand, tries to get a shot off. And Amity tries to take a shot. It's blocked by Tamaccio. And Tamaccio goes after his man. It's picked up by Tamaccio on the side. Connor's still trying to get it out. No icing is called there. Connor defense will make a change. Amity trying to gather up with 2:36 left to play. Now Tamaccio has it, knocks it down. And they're going to call a high stick. Looks like on Conard. And we'll have a face-off. Actually, a high stick on Amity because it stays in the zone. Conard did bat it down with their hand, but a high stick call on Amity. Face-off won by Conard, but they can't gather it and corral it and keep possession of it. And Dylan Smith, who got spun around, makes a great defensive move to save the puck from even making a shot. Another high one. Amity crashing the net as the puck was in the air. Sauce pass to Nigro. He avoids the check by Jackson Hine, but he tries to send it in deep. Elvert has it. Tries to send it up the boards. Grabbed by Hine, knocked down by Tamaccio. Over to Elvert. Tamaccio sees it, sends it deep. We're going to have an icing call with 1:52 left in the game.
Connor's definitely playing with fire right now. But pucks need to go deep at this point. The game is what it is at this point, and a win's a win, but we got minute 52 to hopefully play timeout.
The timeout call by Amity. Last call for tonight's game. That's Conard's Hockey Annual Charity Game. They're supporting the Shoulder Check organization tonight. Shoulder Check supports mental health and encourages athletes to reach out, check in, and make contact. If you'd like to donate to this cause, please Venmo Conard Hockey at Back to Back Champs. Amity calling for a timeout. They'll probably get a call on when to pull the goalie, Porto. Conard really needs to block shots, keep guys away, not let them skate in, and able to connect and just kill some time. Russ, I paid for the whole seat, but I'm only using the edge right now. This is an exciting game at 2-1.
Yes, it's very entertaining. Conard's definitely hanging on by the fingernails. Amity's done a full court press right now, putting everything they have at it. Conard just got to really try to get control of the puck, settle down a bit, move pucks tape to tape, keep the puck out of their zone. Simple as that. We don't need to be trying to create a lot of offense at this point, but let's get pucks across the red line and get pucks deep and kill some of this time.
And Amity's they've been charging the net. They get it back to their points, and they go after the net to try and screen Emery. That was the only one he let in.
Yeah,
So
I don't want to see the wings get sucked so far down. Conard's offense is getting sucked below the tops of the circles, giving Amity a lot of time. Those defenders up there have a lot of times on the points to get shots off, and they all have really good shots. Big face-off. Yep.
Amity with the face-off win. Reynolds has it. He keeps it in deep to his man. Back to Reynolds at the point. Tries to send one in deep.
Goalie's out.
Open net, empty net for Conard. On the other end for Amity, excuse me. Poked away. Ken Roach backhands it out of the zone. Not far enough, but Amity's got to retouch up. 6 men on for Amity here. Minute 29 left in the game. Conard has it. Conard shoots it, looking for the open empty net, and it'll be icing call. Minute 23 left in the game. Gavin Mangini with the draw. At his feet, and that play is picked up by Dylan Smith and shot out of play. So we'll do that all over again, but it clicks off a couple of seconds. Liam Elver will come out for some defensive support, help clear the house. We've mentioned how Amity's been charging that net on a shot. They'll look to get one here. Amity has it, trying to get it back to the defense. It's on the dot. Conard has it, swats it through, doesn't get anywhere. Shot, save, Emery on the side. Conard has it, shot, looking for an open net.
Oh!
Just off to the side by Albert. And we'll have another face-off draw. Minute 5 left to play in the game. Amity coaches.
Beside himself.
Some type of biblical reference we heard from the coach. Puck goes out, doesn't get out of play far enough. 1 minute left to play in the period. Coach behind the net, back to Amity. Amity looking to look at it, back over to the bumper, shot. Glove save, Emery, but he made that one look easy.
Seeing the puck well tonight. Thank goodness.
I think the Yankees need a first baseman. 52 seconds left. Goes off to the side. Tamaccio going after it, after his points. Tries to poke it away. Back up to Gu. Gu doesn't have a shot because McGoldrick blocked him. Gu takes a shot off the glove of Emery. Scramble in front. Shot. Nobody has it. Now it's back out. Shot. In the net. Empty netter with 34.6 seconds left by Tamaccio. It's a 3-1 game. We had pandemonium in front. Emery kept his cool, and it trickled out. Amity charged the net. Tamaccio picked it up, looked to skate it out, and took a shot, and it's 3-1 with 34 seconds left.
Let's get it together, boys.
Alonso takes the draw. Amity wins it.
Scored by number 18, Henry
Tamaccio with the credit with the goal, unassisted. 25 seconds left in the game. Cleared by, no icing called here. Goes deep into the zone. Now giving chase. Porto comes out, loops it around. Dubois over to the side. Tries to keep it in. Roach has it. Over, D to D.
Looks like Conard's going to get their first D2 win tonight.
Alonso sends it in. He's checked into the boards a little bit. Now Dubois has it, tries to get it in there. Shot. And Conard will walk away victorious with their first D2 win on a 3-1 game. And then Nigro with the game-winning goal, Tomacho with the insurance, and Emery. What a game he played tonight, Russ.
Yeah, I mean, we got to put a lot on his back tonight, and he did great. You know, hey, a win's a win, Rob. It wasn't pretty, but it was a win, and it's a big win for that, you know. Amity's a good team. Came out here, showed up. Got something Conard doesn't get a lot, a little bit of luck, and go away with a victory tonight. Add another victory. Conard now 10-7-0 on the season. Probably move them up a couple spots in the D2 ranking, currently 12. So great. Conard plays E.O. Smith out at UConn on Thursday. I'm sure E.O. Smith's going to put up a good fight, and that'll be a good, solid game for Conard again.
And then I think they're at Trinity versus Glastonbury, I think.
Trinity versus Glastonbury is the last game of the season. That's a week from Saturday, Rob.
And we'll be back here on Wednesday, October 25th. February 25th at 7:20 when Conard will take on Rocky Hill.
All right.
I'm Rob. I'm with Russ. We're Russ and Rob. We're spitting chicklets. Thanks for another Conard hockey victory. 3-1 victorious Conard Wolves.